Hello, everyone. IMS welcomes you all to our webinar series, The B-School Insider, all you need to know about your dream school. And I'm your host, Kalyani, for this session. So in today's session, we'll be focusing on IIM Ranchi, prep journey, campus life, academics, and placements. So in this session, you will find out about the personal journey of the panelists who have joined us today from IIM Ranchi. We'll be talking about the CAT prep tips and personal interview tips, new campus and infrastructure of IIM Ranchi, the student exchange programs, why choose IIM Ranchi, life after the B school, and of course, we'll talk about the internships and placements. So let's welcome our speakers. Today we have Kushal Sharan. He's from the current batch 2024. We have Satyam Kumar. He's also from current batch 2024. We have Shubham Singh. He's from the 2023 batch. He's a program manager at Microsoft. And we have Bhoomika Sharma. She's from a 2023 batch, and she's an analyst at Care Edge. Welcome all of you, and thank you so much for being here today for the session. So let's start from the CAT prep tips, personal interview tips. So first, of course, we will be covering a lot more about the CAT prep tips. So let's talk about your CAT score, if you have anything, as in, were you working pre-MBA or not working? Were you a fresher? What was your undergraduate subjects? Yeah, so we can start from the current batch. Let's start from Satyam, then Kushal, then Shubham, then Bhoomika. Yeah, Satyam.
Yeah, thanks, Kalyani. So to start with, before this CAT, I was working in TCS for around 3.5 years. So I'm on the higher side of the work experience.
Correct.
And for me, the CAT was, there are 3 sections in CAT. So for me, the verbal and DILR was fine. I used to struggle in quant because like I gave CAT twice before, and every time the quant cutoff, it was less than my expectation. So like this time I got around 97 percentile, and I got calls from almost most of these new IIMs, some old IIMs, and the other baby IIMs.
Okay.
And like if you'll ask about the interview process, so the interview process was a chill one, because in our time, due to COVID, there was no GD or any VAT. It was a direct interview. So in the interview,
we'll talk about the personal interview in a bit.
Yeah.
Can you do you have any personal tips for CAT? As in, when did you start your CAT preparation, and also which one was your weak section, and how did you work on it? So maybe a tip, and we'll keep taking questions in between whenever our attendees are asking questions on CAT.
Yeah. So like, since I was working during my CAT preparation time, so preparation, it was mostly around 1.5 hours in the night time. And I was mostly focusing on this quant section, because it's the only section where you need some preparation, you need some tricks and tips. So yeah, if the one thing that everyone should know, that they have a strong section, they have a weak section. And that's where they should know which section is their stronghold and which section they have to work on.
Okay.
So if they cover that part, it would be easy for them to crack CAT.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Kushal.
Hello, everyone. Before CAT, I was working with HSBC, and before that, I had completed my engineering from BITS Pilani in 2020. As Satyam said, I used to study in the night 1.5 to 2 hours, sometime 2.5, something like that. And my weak section was verbal. The previous year I gave CAT and I got around 72 percentile in verbal. This year, I mean in 2022 as well, I got 83 percentile in verbal. Overall being 96.5. So verbal has been my weaker section. And how I 83 is also not a good percentile in verbal. But what I did was I just gave IMS mocks and I read articles from various sources. That's all.
Yeah, Shubham, next. Yeah.
Yeah. Hello, everyone. So basically, just a short intro. So I have an engineering background, and post that I have 3 years of work ex from Infosys. So during my CAT preparation, it was mostly during the COVID era when the initial phase of COVID was there. So I prepared mostly during that time only. So since we were all working from home, so I used to find time between work or sometimes late at night. So mostly my preparation included going through the videos, whatever the instructors were teaching us, and mocks as well. And to be very particular, my week section was mostly quants. So how I tried to tackle it was get a list of all the topics that usually come up in the quant section, and then focus on the topics where I'm not doing really good. So towards the end phase, when I was doing the mocks and everything, I used to focus my attention towards the topics where I was not doing good, such as work and time and topics like that. So there could be multiple, it could differ from person to person. So this was my idea of tackling my weaker section. And Kalyani, please let me know if I missed anything to answer.
That's fine. Yeah. Bhoomika.
Hi everyone. So I'm a fresher. This was my first CAT attempt, and for me, the weakest section was quant again. But surprisingly, I scored the most in quant. I was very good at verbal because I used to read a lot of novels. I am a big geek, so I really like reading. So I always thought verbal I would score, but probably I was too confident with it. So ultimately, quant and LRDI, I was also very good at LRDI. So these two sessions got me through, and I scored 93.14 in my CAT. And my profile is from commerce. I'm from a commerce background. Commerce, non-engineer, of course, and zero work ex. So it got me through a lot of IIMs. I got almost all new IIM calls. I even got Shillong and Kozhikode. But with, I don't know how I got Kozhikode, but with that, the interview didn't happen. Probably they didn't shortlist my profile. With Shillong, I did the interview. But ultimately, I got into Ranchi.
If you have like 3 years or 3.5 years experience, what if somebody has a 4 years work experience, but has also got a good CAT percentile? Is that a problem, Satyam?
So if we'll go through the college-wise the selection criteria thing, there's a thing called work experience. So in few colleges, what they do for 0 to 12 months, they'll give no extra point. And they'll keep increasing the points till around 24 months or 36 months, post which they will start decreasing the points. Like if the maximum is 10, after 36 months, they'll give you 8 points or 6 points. So that's not a bad thing to have work experience, because once you'll go to the college, you will realize how important it is. But yeah, that's one thing. If you have this 24 months, around 24 months work experience, you will get the maximum points, post which the points will get decreased.
Okay.
That's the only thing.
Okay. So yeah, somebody is asking this question. I also have work experience of 2 years and now preparing for CAT. Also, I'm an engineer. So is it a problem? As an engineer, is it a problem? Yeah, let's ask an engineer. Kushal, you would like to answer?
Yeah, I can. Actually, I also had around 2 years of work ex. I had 20 months of work ex, and I started preparing for CAT. So there is no problem.
Okay.
The only problem is that you won't get diversity points.
Correct. Yeah. Does the IIM Ranchi give too much of weightage to past academics? Can you answer this? You or Kushal, either of you can answer.
Yeah. Okay. So in the selection process, past academics, see, for me, it was around in 10th, 9.8, 12th, 86, and graduation, it was around 74%.
Okay.
So if you have more than 60%, it will be fine, because like I said, there are these criteria where they'll provide points for your past exam marks. So if you have a CAT score which is above 95, 96, it doesn't matter how much you score in 10, 12th and graduation.
Okay. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about personal interview, and also another question regarding personal interview. Like there are some with IIM Ranchi.
Kalyani, I'm so sorry, but I just wanted to add something really important with what Satyam said.
Sure.
So as I told you, right, that I got shortlisted from IIM Shillong and Kozhikode as well. With Kozhikode, I didn't get the interview. With Shillong, the reason why I didn't go through it because of my profile. It's because I didn't score in 90s in my 10th and 12th and my graduation. I was decent. I was like around 85, 86%. So my interview was spotless, is what I felt. So actually, I think that it's probably because of the profile that I carried. I had no work ex, and plus my profile wasn't as good because I wasn't a 9-pointer. So that is why I think it does play a role when you go, when you aim at higher colleges, like tier 1 colleges. But so this is just one thing that I thought was important.
Yes, thanks, Bhoomika. Okay, so in personal interview, let's start from the seniors. Yeah, Bhoomika, you can start, then Shubham, then Kushal, and then Satyam. So how much of with Bhoomika, you can also talk about, you being a fresher. What were your talking points? How were you even preparing for it? Because there are a lot of these CAT aspirants today who are attending this session who are freshers, and so how exactly can you build enough talking points on your profile and everything, as a fresher's point of view, and the questions that were asked?
Actually, this is very interesting because I remember that I study with IMS, and my sir at IMS, Kunal Rubia sir, he was very helpful with the entire process, even Shiv sir. So with me, since I was a fresher, I don't have any points for work ex, like nothing at all. So I did my undergraduation from Delhi University, Shahid Bhagat Singh. So there I held many PR positions. For example, I was the public relations head, and I worked with an actors, and I had many internships. So they made me write a story about myself that I can use. I can just cut short wherever they would want me to give a very short introduction, or I can just go on and on about what I exactly did. Because of course, having a work ex does give you some sort of leverage, is what I feel, because there are obviously, as Satya mentioned, points for work experience that you have had earlier. So with me, I wrote this entire story, everything that I did. Why did I wanted to do MBA? Because that was a very frequent question for with me. And as a fresher, why do you want to do MBA? How are you so sure that you want to do MBA? What do you want to do in your life? Why can't you just intern a little more, or maybe have work ex first, or 1 or 2 years or something like that? And they all kept asking me these questions in all my interviews. So I was very clear that I have a path for myself that I want to go forward with, and that is why I'm doing MBA. I think I'm pretty ready with it. This is a very decisive thing for me, and that is why I have chosen this path for myself. So there were a lot of questions around what have I experienced in my UG, how did I held those positions that I were on, and then why exactly MBA, and what are my favorite subjects, what do I like, what do I want to study in MBA, what domain and all that. So I always wanted to do finance or marketing. With finance, I inclined a little because it's commerce. But so around those questions, as a fresher, you will get this question a lot, that why MBA? But other than that, there were basic questions.
Shubham, your experience. What were the kind of questions asked?
Yeah, so I would have a pretty boring answer for this, because my interview was pretty simple. Once if you're preparing from a coaching, let us say if you're preparing from IMS, they would give you a basic set of questions that are to be expected during an interview, like why MBA, what have you learned from your work experience, share any experience that really helped you grow during your work ex, stuff like that. Like what is one field that you're inclined to, are you inclined towards finance, marketing, something of that sort? And what are some of the areas other than academics, what would you focus on, something of that sort. So my interview basically revolved around the very basic questions, which was why MBA. They asked me, what is your field of interest? I told them that it was from the very starting, since I don't have much of an idea about MBA, I said it would be operations, because I really like the field of operations and how it's really related to what actually goes on in an industry. You learn on the ground, you learn a lot of stuff. So my initial answer was towards the operation, but I did highlight the point that I would, once I get into the college, I would like to explore myself and find probably other areas of interest. And other than that, I had a few questions about my work ex, and like, why do you want to shift your field? You were into IT, you were into software, and now you want to get into a completely different domain. So what was it? So I think if you have have an institute from where you're preparing, I think these are the basic questions that they definitely take care of. So you would be pretty ready with your answers. And one other tip, you can call it a tip, but would be for any answers, even the basic ones, you should have your own story. You shouldn't go for any framework for these answers. You should have your own particular story, because once you start answering something that you've just mugged up from somewhere, they will catch hold of you, and then they'll start digging deeper, and somewhere then you will falter. So it's better to have your own story. Take the help of the instructors on how you can actually frame it and go forward with it.
Okay. How long was your interview?
Mine was around, I think, 12 to 15 minutes only. It was very short. Yeah, it was very short and very basic. So probably I was lucky on that.
Yeah, Bhoomika, how long was your interview?
I think mine went on for 40 minutes, so 30 or 40 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, Kushal.
They really wanted to know why MBA.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so what did you say about? Did you talk about, the points that, the things that you want to attain?
Yeah, so as I said, I had a really inclusive story for myself. That why exactly MBA? I was pretty sure. I actually wanted to do MBA since I was in 10th grade. So I had multiple pointers for that.
Okay, great. Yeah, Kushal, you're next. Yeah, your experience, the questions.
My interview, my interview went on for about 25 to 30 minutes. They asked me a lot of questions. I told them that I was interested in finance. So they first started with about myself, about my work, it's about my undergrad. Why do you want to change?
Yeah.
From engineering to finance.
Yeah.
And then they bombarded me with a lot of finance questions, ranging from financial statements to options, like long call, and they asked me everything in options.
Okay.
And then after they moved on to current affairs, what's happening in the stock market, who is the CEO of HSBC, the bank I was working with.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So, you did you prepare specifically anything for this? As in, did you like brush up all your financial information, whatever is there, and what all? Was there any question from work related, as in your roles and responsibilities and all that, and what do you do there?
They asked me what I did. That's all. Okay. So that answer alone took 5 to 10 minutes.
Okay. Yeah, and nothing else from your profile or your resume, like your hobbies or anything, nothing.
Yeah. In the extracurricular side, they asked me, yeah. So in the CV, I had mentioned that I was a part of the squash team.
Okay.
So they asked me about what type of squash balls are there. Okay. How many types of squash balls are there?
Okay. Okay. Enough.
These were the questions. Minute details. They target the minute details.
Correct.
Yeah, Kalyani.
Shubham.
Just to add there, actually, I even recall that since I had mentioned football in my resume. So if you're pointing out an hobby, then be prepared with it. Just don't point it out in your resume or within your introduction, whatever you prepare. Just don't point it out, because they will dig deeper into it. And for me, they just took example of football. They just took example of a team, and then they started asking me probability questions related to that. So it can go it can go anyway. So yeah, just wanted to highlight that.
Yeah, great, thanks.
Actually,
Bhoomika, everybody is now recalling.
Even I recall now. As Kushal and actually, Kushal, thank you so much. This brings a lot of memories. That yes, this happened with me. So even I said I like reading, and they made me summarize 2 to 3 books that I like, and then they asked about the authors and everything, even the personal life of authors. And then there was this one more thing, as Kushal mentioned. I said that I like finance. Even they asked me a lot of finance question, and what did I exactly study in my UG, and they asked me a lot of economics questions, a lot of it. So yeah, whatever you say, they would ask a lot of questions on that. That is it.
Yeah. Kushal, since you were from engineering background, did you do any certification courses in finance?
So when I was doing my engineering in BITS, I had an option to opt for a minor degree in finance. So I opted for that.
Okay. Yeah, Satyam. Yeah. Your personal interview experience. all that
Okay,
you
so
can remember.
yeah,
Yeah.
now that Kushal has said, I remembered most of it. So my interview went for around half an hour.
Yeah.
And since it was an online interview, initially I was scared, like, what if the internet gets lost, or like if my
Yes.
laptop gets shut down.
Yes.
So those things will be in your mind till the interview starts. Once the interview started, they started with the general, tell me about yourself. And that's the one question from where they will pick what they have to ask next.
Okay.
So when I told them about my this undergrad degree, then I worked in the IT. Since my undergrad degree was in civil engineering, I went for IT, and now I am going for management. They asked this one question, which I always dreaded: why are you switching so many times?
Yeah.
I still don't have any answer for that. But yeah, I had to tell something there. I made something up. I told them. I don't know if they bought it or not. But yeah, they went ahead. They started asking me about my hobbies, what I do. About they did not ask any technical questions. They just asked in the work ex what you did, and then they moved to this current affairs things.
Okay.
So they asked me about the chief ministers, the governors, and all of a sudden they started asking me some situational questions where they were asking like, why if you are the chief minister of Jharkhand, how will you treat these tribal people? How will you uplift them? Those things. There is no right or wrong answer for that. They just want to see if you are able to speak for that or not. So it went for around 10-15 minutes. Then one question which they'll ask in the end, if you have any question for us. That's one question where you will know if you would be selected or not. So like if one tip I like to give, don't say that, oh no, I don't have any questions. Always ask something. Prepare that one question that you want to ask. Use that same question in every interview. It does not matter what the question is. Just let them know that you are interested. Yeah. So that's how my interview went.
Yeah, that's a very good tip. Thanks. Does banks provide education loan if once you get admission into IIMs, especially with IIM Ranchi, you guys can answer. Even though if a student hasn't opted for any sort of education loan before, does that become an issue? Because as far I've heard, the education loan is solely based on CIBIL score and not about the top B schools. Is it true? Satyam, can you answer?
Yeah. So once you will join an IIM, you will get endless number of calls from the bank. Please take a loan from me. Please take a loan from me. And then you will have the ball in your court. Which bank you have to decide. It does not matter like what's your CIBIL score, what's your previous background.
Yeah.
They'll just come to you. They'll give you a loan in 1.5 hours, 2 hours. That's it.
Yeah. In fact, they are there already in the campus sitting with their in the kiosks and all, because IIM is a brand. So obviously, they know that this loan is going to be paid back. So yeah, so don't worry about that. I mean, just prepare for CAT. Okay, let's talk about, let's move to the academic section. Okay, first, let's talk about the new campus and the infrastructure, because I was looking and I was reading about IIM Ranchi, and a lot of people were talking about, oh, the dorm used to be there, and then the campus used to be very far, and all that stuff. And now, with the new infrastructure, it has become something. And we'll be, of course, looking at some photos too towards the end of the session about the new campus. So let's talk about the infrastructure. Satyam and Kushal, can you guys talk about how the thing is, the sports facilities are there or not, and everything is in together? Where exactly all the competitions and all the events take place and everything? Can you just talk about that very briefly? Satyam.
Yeah, so now that we have moved to our permanent campus, we don't have to go anywhere outside. The sports events, if it's on a higher scale, it will take place in the national stadium, which was near Khelgaon. And if like there's any small event that like a volleyball or cricket match, it will happen inside the campus. Since the sports fields and everything are still in construction phase, that's why we also have this national stadium with us. And the events, the case competitions, since after COVID, most of the case competitions are online. But if IIM Ranchi is conducting any case competition, we have a state-of-the-art facility for this auditorium, and it has around 700 or 800 seating arrangement. So most of the events, like even the presentations, the seminars, everything will happen there.
Okay.
So yeah, infrastructure wise, we have all the facilities in the permanent campus itself.
How different is the academic structure? Satyam, you can also please pitch in. For business
yeah.
analytics, how different when, as in, and Shubham, you can talk about the other bit. Yeah.
Actually, in business analytics, we are more focused on the technical side. I would like to say that because we had subjects like organizational behavior, what we call OB. So core people had two courses, OB1 and OB2, whereas we had one. And this went for one more subject called business communication. They had BC1 and BC2, we had BC only.
Okay.
But we had some other courses which the core people didn't have in their course outline.
Okay.
So course structure is a little bit different.
But is it like right from the start? Are there more subjects that you guys have to study? Because business analytics, yeah, Satyam.
Yeah. To add on Kushal's point,
yes.
In the first year, the core and BA, it goes hand in hand. Like the classes, all the subjects, most of the subjects will be same. Like Kushal said, a few of the HR subject or few of the subject which like the engineers already have a grasp of. These subjects will have a less number of credits as in the number of classes.
Okay.
So, but yeah, the same thing will be compensated by the technical subject. For example, the data analysis courses, the information systems, all these things, like we'll have more classes of that than the core people. So the classes, everything will go side by side. Like we core people and this MBA, BA, we have same set of teachers, same set of classes. Exams will be at the same time.
Okay.
Yeah, the only difference is in the subjects. Like we have a few extra subjects. They have a few extra number of classes.
Okay. And what about the internship and placements? Does it happen together?
Yeah,
or
it happens same at the same time. With like
Together,
the companies
together.
who are coming for this core, they'll make BA also eligible for that.
Yeah, Shubham, can you talk a little bit about the academics bit in core?
Yeah. So just to wrap up, Kalyani, everything, just to make it clear for the aspirants. So what IIM Ranchi basically does is it offers three courses. One is the MBA, one is MBA in HR, and MBA in BA. So for MBA in HR and MBA in BA, you already you have selected your majors, and that is where most of your academics will be focused around. Whereas for MBA, we start with the very basic. I mean, the first year courses are almost similar as pointed out by the other panelists. The first year courses are almost similar with, let us say, one or two subjects here and there, but it's almost similar. And then just talking particularly about core. So for core, you'll get an option to choose your majors and minors in the second year itself. So over there, apart from HR, all the subjects are open to you. You can choose according to your liking. HR is not open for us. MBA HR before this year, I'm not really sure what would happen from this year onward, but before this year, MBA HR was a specialization that was not available to opt in the second year. You have to choose MBA HR from the very beginning, and then you can pursue your career over there. Whereas for MBA, such as finance, marketing, IT, consulting, strategy, as well as for business analytics, all of these subjects would be available. For the second year onwards, you can choose any of them and move forward with it.
About student exchange program?
Yeah, Kalyani. So actually, there are a list of colleges that are available. So what would happen actually is towards the end of your first year, I would ask Satyam and Kushal to please correct me if I'm going wrong.
Yeah, Satyam, please add.
Towards the end of the first year, you would get a form where you can express your interest towards joining the student exchange program. So you basically get a short list based on that, and then you appear for the interview, and basis that a college is allotted to you. So where you can pursue your student exchange. And I think it's for a couple of months, if I'm correct there. I mean, during our time, it happened for a couple of months. So that is where, and you can go there and you can pursue. So it basically depends upon the list of colleges that are available. So basis that you can express your interest and move forward with it.
So how do you get selected? As in, you have to go for some bidding or something? How is it? And you can opt out. If you're opting out, does it affect anything at all, like your placements or something?
Yeah, I think Satyam would be Satyam or
Yeah,
Kushal
Satyam
to answer
is
that.
the
Yeah.
in student committee, so I have a question for him all about the clubs and committees. He'll be talking about that. Yeah,
Yeah, to
Satyam.
add to Subham's
Yeah,
point,
yeah.
so we have a minimum criteria for this step, which is very less.
Mm.
So whoever like is having more than that CGPA, they would be eligible for applying. Once
Okay.
they apply, they'll have to go through the interview process of that college which they are applying for, and
Mm.
then the college, the this exchange program college, they'll provide the list. Okay, this student I'll be taking, and yeah, they can opt out anytime they want. Before, like, there's an end date for opting out, and before that end date they can opt out of it, and it's the duration is for around 2 or 3 months, like it will happen in the term 5. So
Okay.
yeah, before that, they, if they want, they can opt out, and if they are going, and they'll be back in the campus by term 6.
Okay, okay. Yeah, Kushal and Satyam, please, this question is for you. Well, let's talk about the clubs and committees. I think, Kushal, you're a member of Phenopsis, right? And you
Yeah.
are, and Satyam, you're a member of the student committee. So, okay, Kushal, you can start with all the clubs and committees that are there. And do you have to be, is it compulsory to be a member of any of the clubs and committees, or you can just opt out of all and not be a part of anything? And Satyam, yeah, you can talk about the other bit. And then Shubham and Bhoomika, you guys can also talk about which were the clubs and committees you guys were a member of. Yeah, Kushal.
As for the compulsion part, no, it's not at all compulsory to apply for any of the clubs or committees. And the kinds of clubs and committees at IIM Ranchi are finance club, marketing club, HR club. We also have a club which is related to literature. We have different committees like sports committee, academic committee, which Satyam is a part of.
Yeah.
Then we have students will
There's a SIG or
SFC.
something. SIG, I believe. No? Satyam?
We have SFC as well, which is related to student affairs. And then we have SIGs as well, like Ardhanya Capital and all, which is again an extension of Phenopsis.
Okay, okay. Oh, okay. Yeah, Satyam.
Yeah, so like Kushal said, we basically have 4 types of groups, that is clubs, committees, independent bodies, and SIG.
Okay.
So clubs, it's mostly related to the technical things, finance, operations, marketing. All these stream have a specific club for them. Then comes the committee, which takes care of the day-to-day activity of the college. And we have like academic committee, placement committee, sports committee, students facilities committee. All these are the committee which are working for the student. Then we have this SIG, student interest group. So for example, if someone has an interest in music, someone has an interest in dance, we have a specific SIG where they will be doing that thing.
Okay.
So we have for dance, music, this painting, all these things are comes under SIG. Then comes the independent body.
Okay.
So independent body, they does not come under the umbrella of student council or the one under one umbrella. They report to someone else. For example, if there is a student body, this independent body who is reporting to director directly, the other one will report to some other organization. For example, we have this UNGC, which is which will report to director and the UN delegates of which are there in Ranchi. So yeah, we have these 4 kinds of bodies, and all of them work together for this students' welfare and students to make sure that students are learning something or they are happy in the college.
Okay. Yeah, Shubham, you were a member of which clubs and committees?
Yeah, hi. So I was a member of placement committee itself.
Okay. Yeah, placement.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
yeah.
just to wrap
But
it.
you being in Placecom, isn't it kind of difficult to do the foreign exchange program as well as student exchange program as well as placement com? No?
Actually, what happens is the placement committee has junior members and senior members. So after first year, if you do not wish to continue with the placement committee and you want to go for your studies, you want to go for an exchange, it's completely open. It's completely your choice. You're not bound by anything.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, Bhoomika, you were a member of? Must be a literature.
No, I was a part of the placement committee as well.
Okay.
So Shubham and I were actually colleagues
Okay.
the placement committee as well.
Okay, let's talk about the internships and the placement process quickly. So, internship process, who would like to? Shubham, you can start, and Bhoomika, you can please pitch in, and then the placement experience. Satyam and Kushal, please add. I'm not sure if you guys, how much of it is allowed for you guys to talk about your internships and all. So that's why I'm letting Shubham and Bhoomika answer it more. But please pitch in. Yeah. Yeah, Shubham, you can start.
Yeah, so I think once you get into the college, you will. I mean, that's at the back of your mind that you want to get into a good summer internship. You want to get into a big brand or so, and the committees they will actually start working to help you. All the clubs and committees come together to help you out, such as you get a list of questions that is shared by the placement committee, that is prepared by the other committees. They just pitch in and prepare a set of questions that are usually asked in the interview process. That is done. Apart from that, everyone is advised to find their area of interest at least and start preparing for that, so that they are able to get through the summer internship process easily. So just to put a timeline, it starts around let us say around the end of September or October. That is when the companies actually start to come in, and you once you get a short list, it's the process is completely different for each organization. The process is completely different, but once you get a short list, it's usually followed by either a GD or a case competition, followed by 1 or 2 rounds of personal interviews. And your summer internship is basically would be around for 2 months. That would span across April, May, or let us say May and June. That depends upon the organization again when they want to do it. But that would be the timeline for your summer internship, and post that you get your summer internship completion certificates and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah, Bhoomika, does it matter if somebody is not happy with the internship and all that and is opting for I mean, does it affect how good or bad your internship was on the final placements? Does it affect? Does it have any?
No, actually, I don't think so that there's any correlation between your summer internship and your final placements. Unless you have got a PPO from the summer internship. So if you get in PPO, you have to take that. But if not, then obviously there is no correlation, because I've seen people doing their internship and getting into the final placement. The two domains are completely different. With me, it was my internship was in finance and my final placement is now in finance. But with many people, it was marketing finance, or maybe operations and PM, or maybe marketing and PM, or any combination that you can think of. And other than that, in your internship, there's just this one thing, that if you aren't happy with the internships or something like that, then you can opt for off campus. But I think Shubham would be able to answer this better. But other than that, that's it, I guess.
But tell me something, Shubham or Bhoomika, if you get a internship and you also get a PPO or PPI, and if you don't want to, do you have the option of sitting for the final placements and say no to that, or no?
Yeah, Kalyani, I think that would actually, you would have to consult the placement head and placement chair for that. That is not controlled by any student body or something of that sort. You have to list out your reasons, and then whatever the final call is taken by them, you would have to.
Okay. Yeah. Shubham, you were answering something.
Yeah, I think it's that only. And other than that, I mean, if you are allowed, then definitely you can go forward with it. If you're not, because since most of the IIMs, I mean, all the IIMs actually follow one student, one placement policy. So it actually gets a bit difficult for the other students if you just, there is opportunity after opportunity for one student, and then for the other, if you're struggling to get a shortlist for one company. So in trying to better yourself, you're pulling
correct.
Actually, I would like to add.
That's a very good point. Yeah, but like a lot of students actually ask this, like, what if I'm not happy with, what if I don't want to pursue that?
I would like to say something here. That with Shubham and me, both of us got PPO from my internship. Just with me, I was interning with Xiaomi as a I was interning with Xiaomi as a finance intern, and in around, I think it was November, that Xiaomi revoked all its offers across India because of whatever situation that Xiaomi is in currently.
Correct.
So then I sat in multiple companies after my PPO got revoked. So there is this strict one person, one placement policy. I think this is across every college, not just IIM Ranchi. And IIM Ranchi follows rolling placements. So companies come around I think it starts from October and then till February. I am guessing February is still a very optimistic date, but companies keep coming in.
Satyam and Kushal, you want to add something about your freshly, you guys just came from your internship, I believe. Yeah. So Kushal or Satyam, you want to add anything from your experience? Kushal, Satyam?
Regarding the process, it's around...
No, not process. Process is kind of clear already. Like, I mean, do you want to add anything from your own experience of your internship?
Nothing as such to add.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Shubham, can you talk about your placement experience? So was that it was Microsoft a PPO?
Yes. It was a PPO. So
okay.
Please.
No, I was thinking like, so Bhoomika, so I wanted to get to know about the placement experience from the person who doesn't have a PPO anymore or had to sit through the placement.
Then I think Bhoomika would be better.
Yeah, Bhoomika. Yeah. So this kind of a situation can happen to anyone these days, especially. I mean, companies are.
Actually, so this is everywhere right now. I think
how did you handle this? Because you've got a PPO and you're like, okay, done, and then suddenly you don't have it. It's not in your control. You did it all right. So how do you even handle that? And so please.
I really don't wish this on my worst enemy. The feeling that you get, you get so anxious because so with every college, the best companies come first and then we place the other companies. There are a lot of parameters that you will see. And with finance, it's more prevalent because in our college, the first company that usually, or among the first companies is JPMC. JPMC is every finance enthusiast. So anyways, so I got this internship with Xiaomi and then it got revoked in November. Even some companies such as the Scare that I am working with also came for the first time. I got very lucky that it came around the time when my PPO got revoked. So if God forbid if this happens with anybody, just don't panic. Your placement committee works very hard for you guys to get placed. And with me, it was very easy also because first of all, it was a good time. In November, we still had a lot of companies and my reason was very genuine that my offer got revoked. So I quickly got shortlisted and Carish was the first company that I cleared the interview and I converted it. I didn't give many interviews after this revocation, but so with the feeling, the anxiety is unbearable. Yes, I got very anxious, but everybody was very helpful and the community is such that you'll get enough support. So in that sense, it's okay, but this might happen these days. Just a lot of companies are like that these days.
So Shubham, you already had your internship was so your internship experience was very interesting, and then you just got your PPO, and then you were absolutely unclear, right? So during the placement process,
it wasn't that easy, Kalyani, to be fair, because just to put it in context, Microsoft came in very late. It came around January when our placement for summer internship, it was almost wrapped up. And just to give you a little context, I wasn't placed in a brand before that. What happened is Microsoft was opened as a dream account where all the students can apply, no matter whether you have been placed earlier or not. right? So it was open for everybody. And again, for this, you need to consult your placement check.
Correct. Yeah.
Take this final call whether this company would open as a dream company or not. So before that, I was placed in a startup. It was an operations role. So yeah, it does get a bit interesting because then in Microsoft, I got shortlist because I think maybe because of my profile or something. And then post the shortlist, we had one, let us say, a project to be completed. So we were given around 2 weeks of time to complete a project and to submit it. Post that, there was another shortlist. And after that, it was followed by 2 rounds of interview, both of which was taken by the director of one of the teams from Microsoft. So yeah, post that you get into your internship. The internship experience was, I could say, brilliant. It was mostly work from home, but yeah, you get to learn a lot. And I would suggest everyone that whether I know most people, I mean, some people won't be happy with the internship that they are getting. They feel that they want to go, let us say, into finance, but they've got a role in marketing, so they don't want to, but just for the learning opportunity, they should go forward with it. That would be my suggestion. Unless you can definitely find a better option, that would be great. But if you've got an opportunity to learn, please grab hold of it and do learn anything. And then later, just to put in my case, yeah, so once I finished my internship, a month later they offered me PPO, and I gladly accepted it. And right now I just been a week since I've started as a full-time employee.
Yeah, wow. So yeah, so luckily I had 2 very interesting placement experiences this time in the panel. Yeah, both absolutely unique and yet very relatable. It can happen to anyone. Yeah, so okay, so before we wrap up, first let's look at the campus photos. Satyam.
So these are the hostel pictures. So what happens in the first year, you will be getting rooms that are double sharing. But since the rooms are a part of flat, so the rooms are very big. So Kushal can add in here about the rooms, because he was also staying in this one hostel only.
Okay. So and this is the new one, right? This is the new one.
These are the new ones.
Tell me something. Is it always this clean? I mean,
see,
the tables are
I don't know.
absolutely.
I don't know if it is a picture from a girls' room or boys' room, but yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
If it is our hostel, I don't think it's this clean.
Yeah. Yeah.
So these are the rooms. You would be getting attached washroom. You would be getting the balconies.
Oh wow. Oh. And these are like what? Okay, single as well as double.
No, in the first year since like last year, you would be getting a double room.
Okay.
These are all the room pictures.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Very nicely done as well. Somebody has written, "ये तो पक्का लड़की का room है."
Yeah, these are the hostels.
Yeah.
So there are 2 blocks of hostel here.
Oh, they are saying somebody is asking no AC.
No, you will not be getting AC.
Okay. Yeah.
So these are the blocks. One would be for the girls, one would be for the boys.
Okay. So is this now within the campus?
Yeah. Everything is within the campus.
Okay. Acha.
So I'll be showing the campus pictures also. One second. This is the auditorium or seminar hall, you can say. So it has 2 floors and around 750 to 800 seating capacity. Every event, every seminar, every guest lecture, all these things will happen here.
Okay.
Then let's see. Yeah, some random pictures. This is a student center where we have gyms and all. These are the hostels for the first year.
Yeah. Are there any hostel timings as well, as in curfew time and
not the hostel timing, but the campus timing is 9:30 to 10 p.m.
Okay, and the cafeteria is open till the
cafeteria will be open till mess timings are specific, but the night canteen and cafeteria timing it would be around 2:30 or 3.
Okay.
So these are the academic area, and these would be the classrooms.
I just want to mention that this is this is such a joyride for me, and I'm sure for Shubham as well, because it's so nice seeing all these pictures of the campus. And yeah, somebody wrote in the comment section, oh, this was from the concert that we had.
Oh, nice.
So we'll be having some concerts also.
Okay.
Like last time we had Divya Kumar.
Okay.
And it depends, like next year we don't know who will be
Somebody
coming.
asked the question if in the second year we get single occupancy rooms. Yeah, we do occupancy room, but there are no attached washrooms.
Okay.
That's there. In the second year, like I and Shubham had separate single occupancy rooms.
Okay.
This is the mess.
Just Kalyani, just to give up a wrap up of everything. Yeah, it was that last year the first year students had a sharing room, whereas the second year students did have a single room. But as far as I got to know about the administration, they're trying to make arrangements to give a single occupancy to first year students as well, going from this year. And just to answer, I saw there were some questions about the mess timings and everything. So you have your specific timing for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, but the cafeteria operates mostly 24/7. You could say like 4 or 5 a.m. at night. Also, you could grab snacks and everything. So, so that works. Yeah.
How far is this campus from the airport? Because last campus was closer to the airport, no? Or no?
I think this is also around let us say 25 minutes or so. It's a similar distance from the railway station as well as the airport. This one would actually be closer, and you would get quickly because there's less traffic. The other one you had to cross the entire city and come to the airport.
Okay. Yeah. Also, these must be the festivals and all that, right?
Yeah. Like every now and then these clubs, committees and cultural committee, they would be having some festival or something. So these are the decorations that happen at that time.
It's a very nice campus now, the new campus.
Yeah, these are the classrooms.
Very nice. Yeah, very nice. Okay. Yeah, great. Okay. So that's the time we have for this session. I would like to thank all the attendees for all the questions and attending this session. And I would give my special thanks to all the panelists. Thank you, Shubham Singh. Thank you, Bhoomika Sharma. Thank you, Satyam Kumar. And thank you, Kushal Sharan. Thank you so much.